इधर बात नहीं Hello friends. So today we'll study the structure of atom. So that is nothing but the properties and the properties of the atoms. Now first of all, for studying this, we should know what is the atoms. Okay. So we have the knowledge that there is a matter is there. Okay. A matter is nothing but something that is having a proper size and the shape. Okay. Then matters are generally composed of particles. So there is a minute particles are there that is combined to form a matter. Okay, and these matter particles are generally made up of number of atoms. Okay, so that is the atoms. So we have to study the different properties of the atom and what are the content of the atoms. Okay, so we can see there are number of experimentation has been done for this finding out the property of the or the structure of the atoms. Okay, the very first experiment we can see is the J. Thomson cathode ray discharge experiment, discharge tube experiments. Okay, so it is discovered by J. Thomson. He have discovered various types of changes. Okay, now what he have done, we can see from the presentation, a cathode ray tube is made of, he have made a cathode ray tube where cathode rays has been developed. Okay, now how it is developed, it is made by using a glass containing two pieces of metal, okay, electrodes in it. Okay, and the electrical discharge through the gases could be observed only at a very low pressure. So what he have done, J. Thomson, he have made some experimentation. He have taken the glass tube, we can see here, and in that glass tube, two metals electrodes are there. You can say it, cathode and anode. Okay, now what happens here, it is connected with the high voltage. Okay, we can see from the diagram, and at a high voltage we can see there is no movement or no exchange of particles or no movement of particles are seen. He has seen that. Now if at a certain point of experiment in that glass tube, what he have done, he have reduced the pressure. Okay, he have reduced the pressure in that gas tube. Okay, and what happens here, so if you reduce the pressure, vacuum will be created, and at this condition what happens is that at a high voltage and a reduced pressure, there is some movement he have seen, there is a discharge of particles he have seen from cathode to anode, and this movement he have seen, he have observed, and this movement he says that there is some particle present, okay, in the gas which can travel from cathode to anode. Okay, so this conclusion he have taken from the experiment, and this experiment, this particle which travels from cathode to anode is called as the cathode ray. Okay, cathode rays which travel from cathode to anode when it is at high voltage and the low pressure. Okay, so that is the cathode rays we have developed. Now we can see here the conclusion of the experiment. Okay, so we can see here the when a high voltage of 10,000 volt is applied between the two electrodes, no electric discharge occurs. When the pressure is lowered, we can see a dark space. Okay, again if you decrease the pressure, the whole tube get it will fills up the gas, it will be filled. Okay, when pressure is further reduced, the electric discharge passes between the electrodes and the tube begins to glow. Okay, so this is due to the striking of some invisible rays, and these rays are start from cathode to and move from it, it is called as a cathode rays. That is a cathode ray particle experiments. Okay, now we can see these rays can be further checked by making a hole in an anode and coating the tube behind the anode with a phosphorescent material like zinc sulfide. Okay, so this is how we can visualize it. Now by going to the experiment, so just next to the anode here make some holes, and phosphorescent material, that is zinc sulfide, has been used. Okay, so we can see the movement of the particles. So that is how the experiments have been done by J.J. Thomson. Okay. Now we will go for the properties of cathode rays that he have seen by the experimentation. Okay. So now we can see from this experiment what he have concluded: the cathode rays start from cathode and move towards the anode. They are invisible, but their behavior can be observed with the help of fluorescent or a phosphorescent material. Okay. Now in the absence of electric or magnetic field, they will travel in a straight line. If there is no electric or magnetic field, they will travel in a straight line. Now if we apply electrical in presence of electrical and magnetic field, the cathode ray behaves similar to that of a negatively charged particle. Okay. Then from this it is clear that cathode ray consists of negatively charged particle, and that is called as the electrons. Okay. Now the characteristic of cathode rays do not depend upon the material, and so these are the conclusions he have made after the experimentation work. Now we can go for the next type of a slide. So we have modified the experiment. So as we can see from this diagram, so this is the initial setup of that experiment when the cathode rays has been developed. Okay, so this part is the initial setup. There is a cathode and anode. So high voltage is given at a low pressure. Cathode rays will be generated, and it is travel to the electrical and magnetic field. So we can say these things are electrical and magnetic field. Now from these we can see, in the absence of this, if there is no electrical and magnetic field, it will go in a straight line. Okay. Now if it is electric fields are given to them, and it deflects to the A or a C points. So that is all about the J.J. Thomson experiment. Thank you, friends.